Imagine two competing companies. They both sign the exact same enterprise license for the newest frontier AI model. 6 months later, Company A has slashed its operational costs and doubled its margins. Company B, they have a glorified chatbot that helps employees write polite emails. The immediate reflex is to ask what Company A bought that Company B didn't. Most executives treat AI purely as a procurement category. The operating assumption is that whoever signs the biggest check for the smartest, newest algorithm automatically wins. This tactical mindset creates a lot of activity, but very little value. Organizations spin up weekend hackathons, launch isolated pilot programs, and bolt chat interfaces onto their existing software. It generates plenty of internal buzz, but zero structural change. But here is the reality of the current landscape. As frontier models become widely accessible to anyone with an internet connection, the actual algorithmic advantage between you and your competitors approaches zero. The true differentiator is the invisible organizational system surrounding the technology. To capture real value, leaders have to move past tactical procurement and answer the architectural question: what kind of organization do we become when AI actually drives our daily operations? That organizational system is defined by two variables. The first is architectural depth. This is the degree to which AI is embedded into the core structural layers of a business, rather than just hovering on the surface as an isolated app. At the bottom of this scale, you find legacy infrastructure. These are monolithic systems and deeply fragmented data silos that actively choke AI. If an organization's internal data is messy and disconnected, the most advanced model in the world won't be able to scale beyond a sandbox experiment. Moving up the scale means building true architectural depth. This requires clean, unified data pipelines. It means orchestration, where models, memory layers, and human workers coordinate through designed handoffs. And it requires governance protocols that actually run in live production, rather than sitting in a PDF. Artificial intelligence doesn't magically fix bad infrastructure. It acts as a magnifying glass. It strictly amplifies an organization's existing architectural maturity, or a lack of it. The second variable is time in operation. This is the actual calendar duration a company has spent running real AI-mediated workflows against their daily business operations. This axis has a strict constraint. You cannot buy calendar time. You can purchase the latest software license tomorrow, but you cannot purchase a 2-year archive of proprietary data detailing exactly how your specific agents handle your specific edge cases. That kind of operational learning only comes from sustained practice. Human fluency, workflow refinement, and the necessary trust in automated systems are built through repeated cycles of trial, error, and adjustment over months and years. Capital can accelerate procurement. You can deploy tools faster. But a massive budget is completely powerless to compress the natural rate at which a human organization adapts to new ways of working. When we combine these two variables, time and architecture, we get a diagnostic matrix. Every modern enterprise falls into one of 4 distinct quadrants. In the bottom left are the tourists. These companies have low time in operation and low architectural depth. They run superficial pilots and hold vendor meetings, appearing highly active while generating zero structural change. To the right are the rebuilders. They have high time but low depth. These stint years running isolated hackathons on top of deeply flawed core infrastructure, leaving them with a graveyard of failed, unscalable initiatives. In the top left are the explorers. These are often AI-native startups or smart second movers. They skip the pioneer's tax, bypass legacy tech entirely, and build deep, load-bearing infrastructure from day one. And finally, in the top right are the compounders. These are the ultimate winners. They combine years of real operational data with deep architectural integration. An organization's honest position on this grid determines its future. It decides whether their AI investments will harden into an insurmountable competitive moat or evaporate as a massive sunk cost. The compounders benefit from a unique mathematical reality, the flywheel effect. Their deep architecture captures better proprietary data. That data improves their automated decisions, which lowers their unit costs. Those lower costs generate higher margins, which they immediately reinvest into even deeper architecture. When trailing companies realize they are falling behind this curve, they tend to panic. The executive reflex is to authorize massive emergency budgets for new software, hoping to buy their way back to parity. This chart shows why that catch-up spending fails. You can see a massive vertical spike in expenditure on the bottom line, but performance stays completely flat. Capital only buys off-the-shelf tools. It cannot retrospectively build the 3 to 5 years of foundational architecture that the compounders have already solidified. This produces a structural divide that widens infinitely faster than a competitor's checkbook can close it. This requires a ruthless self-diagnosis. Leaders have to evaluate their organizations based purely on operational reality and integrated workflows. Press releases and the sheer size of the IT budget do not count. For the companies operating as tourists, the remedy is uncomfortable but necessary. Stop running superficial pilots. Pick a single, high-stakes workflow, rebuild it from end to end with proper architecture, and finally start the clock on operational learning. In this era, time is finite, and architecture compounds. The window to dictate which quadrant you belong in is rapidly closing.